There once existed a time when anyone could tell you what the #1 song in the world was. You couldn't go anywhere in the world in 2012, for example, without hearing Somebody That I Used to Know or Gangnam Style. Everybody knows those songs, and we all knew that they were popular. We all knew that they would win awards. Gangnam Style changed how we, count streams. We knew that these were gonna do something. Fast forward today, and I can't even tell you what the #1 song is. I can't tell you what's on the Billboard top 10, let alone what song or album's going to be awarded Grammys this year. And I'm a full-time musician, so it's not like I could possibly just be ignoring pop culture. And I know I'm not alone. No one I personally know can tell me what's charting right now either, unless it's, the obvious Drake, Taylor Swift, or Kendrick Lamar release. But why is this? I'm here to talk to you today about the death of monoculture, the end of singular cultural events, a world of niches. In past decades, singular cultural events defined and unified society. It's moments like the moon landing, or the Beatles' first performance on the Ed Sullivan Show, or the finale of MASH were shared experiences that shaped collective memory. These events commanded the attention of millions, offering common ground in a world of desperate experiences. However, in the 21st century, the proliferation of media platforms, digital communication, and subcultural fragmentation has eroded this collective phenomenon. Instead of singular cultural milestones, we now inhabit a world of niches and a world of niche events that cater to specific communities, reflecting the diversification of interests and identities in a globalized and hyper-connected age. That leads us into the decline of cultural monoliths. In the past, limited access to media meant that only a few channels, artists, or events could dominate cultural landscapes. Television broadcasts, for example, reached millions simultaneously, and there were few alternatives to what was being aired. As a result, events like the Super Bowl, the Oscars, the Grammys became collective experiences with discussions transcending generational, geographical, and social boundaries. The cultural fabric was woven from shared thread, creating a sense of unity. The digital revolution disrupted this paradigm with the advent of cable television, streaming platforms, and social media. The number of available cultural offerings multiplied exponentially. Today, people have access to an endless buffet of media, from global blockbusters to independent films, viral YouTube videos, podcasts, and hyper-specific TikTok content. This abundance has fragmented cultural consumption, diluting the ability of any singular event to capture the majority's attention. That leads us to the rise of niche. In place of monolithic events, niche cultural phenomena have flourished online. Communities unconstrained by geography now do so well, around shared interests, no matter how obscure. Esports tournaments like the International attract millions of gamers, while anime conventions draw devoted fans from around the world. Indie music festivals, fandom-specific expos like Comic-Con, and even online-only events such as Twitch streams thrive in an era where specialization is celebrated. These niche events create deep, personal connections among participants, offering a sense of belonging and community. However, they rarely break out of their respective spheres. While a hardcore gamer may follow the release of a new RPG release, this event will likely pass unnoticed by somebody outside of this subculture. The digital age has democratized cultural production and participation, but at what cost? At the cost of widespread cultural cohesion. That leads us into the role of algorithms. The shift towards niche cultural events has been accelerated by algorithms that curate content based on individual preferences. Social media platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube are designed to deliver tailored recommendations, creating echo chambers that reinforce specific interests. While this personalization enhances user engagement, it also limits exposure to content outside of one's immediate interests, further enriching cultural silos. As a result, it is increasingly rare for any singular event to achieve universal recognition. Even widely viewed shows like Game of Thrones or viral phenomena like Squid Games represent peaks within a fragmented landscape. Though they garner specific attention, their reach is limited. This leads us to the consequences this has on society. The decline of singular cultural events and the rise of niche alternatives reflect broader societal shifts. On one hand, this diversification allows individuals to explore their unique identities and interests without conforming to a cultural mainstream. It fosters inclusivity as underrepresented voices and communities find platforms to thrive. For instance, Black Twitter has become such a powerful cultural force, amplifying voices that were historically marginalized. On the other hand, the loss of shared cultural moments has contributed to the sense of social fragmentation. Without unifying events, it's become harder to bridge divides between generations, regions, or socioeconomic groups. Cultural fragmentation mirrors the polarization seen in politics and society at large, where the individuals often lack a common frame of reference to engage in meaningful dialogue. This leads us to our conclusion. The era of singular cultural events has given way to a world defined by niches, reflecting the diverse interests and identities of a globalized population. While this shift has fostered creativity, individuality, and inclusivity, it has also diminished the shared experiences that once unified societies. The challenge of the modern era lies in balancing this abundance of niche events with opportunities for collective connection, finding new ways to build bridges across the divides of an increasingly fragmented cultural landscape.
If you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for sticking with me. This is my first time ever making a YouTube video, and I haven't even written an essay since I was still in school. I would love to hear everybody's opinions in the comments. Tell me what you think contributed to why we live in such a niche specific world today. Did COVID play a part in it? Probably. I think so. Let me hear what you think. Subscribe, like it, do what you do. Thank you guys.